What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Fiction Tea Review. So today on Fiction Tea Reviews, we're going to talk about the Netflix movie that just came out called In the Tall Grass. And if you hear some in the background, that's my cat. He's eating and he chews super loud. So the intro scene where they're driving up the road with the music playing, I really enjoyed that. It gave me classic old school thriller movie vibes, especially being that this was a Stephen King film. Well, it's actually a book, but they turned it into a film. I was feeling it. I was super excited about seeing it. I was like, okay, this is gonna be fire. I just watched 1922. Well, I didn't just watch that, but I had watched 1922 that was on Netflix, and it was really good. I liked it. And of course, It Chapter 2 that came out, I had to review that. So yeah, I was excited about seeing this. I was like, okay, this is gonna be pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure what it's about. I saw somebody talk about it a little bit on Twitter. They didn't give me like any spoilers, but they were like, yeah, it was kind of confusing and weird, but it was a pretty good movie. And I was like, okay, let's see for myself. So this brother and sister, this pregnant sister and her brother, they pull up to this meadow of tall trees, tall grass, and they stop because they hear this little boy yelling in the grass, asking for help, screaming for help, and they decide to go in there and they help him. Come to find out, and it ends up being this mirage. It ends up being this trap and this mirage that just goes on and on and on and on and doesn't stop. Halfway into the film, I'm gonna say about 59 an hour into the film, which was half because then there was 42 minutes left of the film. Halfway into the film, an hour into the film, I paused it and I was like, what is this about? What is this? It's been on for an hour and I have no idea what this is about. God. So an hour and 18 minutes in, we learn that they're all living different experiences at one time, but at the same time, but in different elements. And it's just like, what? I like the fact that they try to make it complex, but I feel like it was too ambiguous. It just didn't make any sense at a lot of points, and I just don't know why. We learned that they are living different experiences at the same time, but also at different times. So we had the girl, the brother, and the sister who went in, and they were trying to look for the little boy. Come to find out, they can't find the little boy, but then the baby daddy comes and looks for his pregnant girlfriend. To find out, he finds her, and she's dead, but then it's like, oh, it goes back and then she's not dead, and then there's a dad there looking for his son. He turns out to be this psych. Like, I'm not even gonna spoil it, but yeah, it's like different stuff happening at different times and also happening at the same time, and it just became really confusing. It was like they were trying to be ambiguous or complex and it just wasn't working. Then there was like the whole psychotic dad and like the biblical references with Mary and the girl being like this cow and like eating herself. It started to get really weird, and I just feel like all these elements that were thrown into it were just, I don't know if I would say it was like too much and didn't fit. So then we had this dad character. The characters weren't bad. The dad was actually pretty good, pretty like psychotic character. He's really intense. He's like obsessed with rock, obsessed with the grass, and obsessed with being like the host for the grass or something like that. Had a reference of the girl who was pregnant referred to like Mary and being the cow and giving birth and eating the grass and the dirt, and I was assuming giving life to the grass itself, because all the grass people started to come out and the grass started to dance and be happy, and I don't know if they were like taking her baby or something. After that scene, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I mean, the visuals were fine. The visuals were great. The cinematography was fine. it was dark, spooky elements, and it was clear, and I love the eerie feeling that it was giving off. And the characters weren't like, oh my god, they were so great, but you know, they weren't like the worst. I think the best character was the psychotic dad. And the ending was cute. The ending was cute, but the way that it was executed was just like, okay, that's it. That's the film. Okay. I didn't mind the message. I thought it was cute, like I said, but the way that it was presented and executed all the way down to the end, you were like, okay. And then not only that, I think the film was a little bit too long. I see if it was long and there was like maybe some more explanations, but it was just long and kind of spacey. It was long, and I felt like it didn't need to be that long. I would have liked for the ending, when that did happen, when the guy died, that the grass died with him. That would have been an epic ending. If when he died and he fell down, all the grass just came over him and just died with him. That would have been a very good ending. I'm not sure if that's the ending of the book or not. I haven't read the book. But for the film itself, it would have fit perfectly for this film. So overall, it wasn't a bad film. It wasn't terrible. Overall, it wasn't a terrible film. I just feel like it fell short. And it started to lose my interest a lot of times midway through it. When I was pretty much an hour in, I was like, nothing's really happening for me. And I'm kind of losing interest in this. And I kind of want this to be over. So yeah, overall, there was a lot of points that I feel like were hit or miss, and it was very long. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to purchase a copy of my book, Rain, by T. Outlaw, yours truly. And make sure you check out make sure you get a little insight on the back cover in the link below and the chapter 1 cover. It is about teens, young adults in a psych ward, trying to figure out why they're in a psych ward, trying to remember what really happened to them, why they forgot who they are and where they came from, why they get this counselor who has trauma just like they have trauma. And it's like, do they all have mental illnesses, or do they really have some sort of ability, some sort of power? And it is a psychological thriller, just like this movie I actually just reviewed. But it's nothing like the movie, but it definitely has the psychological thriller elements, the sci-fi, and the horror elements for Halloween. So make sure you get you a copy, or buy someone a copy. You might, hey, happy Halloween. If you're buying Halloween gifts for somebody, maybe they're really interested in reading books, this would be the perfect book to get them. So if you like this video, please comment below and let me know. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all next time in the next review.